Hello and welcome to the opening ceremony of the EU-Africa Hackathon and Conference. I'm very happy and pleased to be here to host you all to this opening ceremony. It's the second time running that we're doing this big event, and it's going to be three days filled with lots of energy, lots of action, lots of teams working through the night to come up with some very cool, innovative, crazy ideas. But before we begin, we have this opening ceremony where we're going to introduce the program. We're going to talk about what the teams are going to be working on during this hackathon, and we're also going to talk about the prizes, the formats, and the conference that we're running in parallel. Of course, this conference and this hackathon could not have been put together without the help and support of an incredible team. And to start off with, I want to turn over the words to the CEO of Garage 48, who's going to tell us a little bit about who's behind all of this event. Mari?
Yes, sure. So it's an awesome program that's happening for the actually second year. And it's not happening only as an effort of one organization or one country. What I really like about this whole program is that it is kind of like a team contribution. So EU-Africa The Journey is an initiative of the Estonian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and us, Garage 48, as an implementing partner. The event is co-hosted by the African Union, and the hackathon follows the Team Europe initiative of the European Commission with the co-financing of the EU delegation and the EU member states. African Union Commission and Smart Africa have been contributing strongly to building up the content of the whole program. All the 11 topic areas, all the 11 challenges are in line with African Union Agenda 2063 and UN Sustainable Development Goals.
So we have an action-packed event, and perhaps it's also time to bring some of those partners to the front and let them say a few words about how excited they are about the event. Mari, do you want to introduce the first speaker?
Yes, I would like to introduce the first speaker, His Excellency Andres Sutt, Minister of Entrepreneurship and Information Technology of the Republic of Estonia.
Welcome to the EU-Africa, the Post-Crisis Journey 2021 Conference and Hackathon. I'm pleased to open this unique program that showcases the true partnership between Africa and Europe and takes place already the second year in a row. The aim of this year's hackathon is to build upon the 2020 hackathon's experiences and lessons. During the next couple of days, more than 2,000 young people from 100 countries are ready to find solutions to the most acute challenges in African countries. Exciting. They are the true value of a hackathon, as they will be the ones shaping our future. It is our duty to offer them room to thrive, and this is what the hackathon is all about. During the hackathon, the joint African-European teams will work with creative ideas to support, among others, the educational and food systems, create sustainable jobs, support health and well-being, enhance digital economy, e-governance and financial services, give opportunities to vulnerable populations, and make cities smarter. As we are advancing towards the European Union and African Union Summit in the first half of 2022, I hope this hackathon helps to strengthen cooperation between the two continents in one of the priority areas, namely digital innovation. With the experience of digitally transforming the Estonian state and society during the last 2 decades, we are well prepared to address the challenges of today together with our partners. Digital innovation is crucial to tackle essential societal and economic issues, and it is our priority to be a reliable and competent partner along the way. I would like to thank all the partners who have made the hackathon possible: the African Union, the European Union, the European Commission, and the hashtag Team Europe initiative, Luxembourg, and the implementing partners, Smart Africa and Garage 48. A special thank you goes out to all the participants. I wish you all inspirational ideas, strength and patience, and I hope this hackathon becomes a platform for you to tackle challenges and create the solutions you want to see in the world. You are the ones bringing Europe and Africa closer together, and through your partnership, you will create a better world. Best of success.
Thank you so much for those inspirational and motivational words to the teams. We haven't even gotten started talking about the teams and how many participants we're going to have at this event. But it's my pleasure now to turn the floor on to His Excellency, Mr. Henri Verdier, the Ambassador for Digital Affairs for the French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs, who's joining us live on... Can you hear us?
Yes. Good evening, and thank you very much for the invitation. I want to thank the organizer for building this impressive hackathon. And to be frank, I'm a bit jealous because I don't know if you know this, but I'm a former entrepreneur myself, a former internet activist. And then I was in charge of open data for France. And in my life, I think that I did participate, organize a dozen of hackathons. And I don't know how it will be in Ethiopia, but in France, a hackathon is 3 days where you eat cold pizza and you drink warm beer. And at the end, you are exhausted and happy. So I don't know what you will eat, but I hope that on Sunday you will be proud, exhausted, and happy. And I would have loved to attend the returns, but I will be on the plane to New York at this time. I am also grateful to share a glimpse of the French vision of the digital African-European cooperation. Support for entrepreneurship and innovation in Africa, and in particular in the digital domain, was widely promoted by President Macron in November 2017 during the Ouagadougou speech. The commitments made in this era embody the presidential desire to renew our partnership with Africa in a partnership approach and give a major role to the civil society and youth. For example, the role of innovation and the use of digital tools to renew teaching techniques are now clearly among the priorities of our development policy, as are the efforts made on education and training. I remember at the beginning of the COVID crisis, we participate in the initiative launched by l'Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie, the Francophonie International Organization, to build a network of innovators from all over French-speaking Africa to share data, solutions, or even to share their efforts. And as usual, we saw the strength, talent, and commitment of African innovators. I want to share this with you. That's why we love the internet so much, actually. Despite all the problems that are happening today, internet was designed as a tool for empowerment. Internet is a platform that gives more people access to culture, education, innovation, freedom of expression, and ability to act. And Africa has no shortage of these talents. So, France's vision is not to promote innovation for innovation, but to promote the transformative and accelerating power of innovation, including technological and digital innovation, in the service of the 2030 agenda, the objectives of sustainable development and the Paris Agreement. We support research and projects that support and accelerate through digital technology the implementation of the SDGs, and particularly in priority sectors of French aid, such as education, distance learning, etc., health, facilitating the production of usable information, etc., or climate, like green tech. The strategy of the Agence Française pour le Développement, AFD, also reflects this ambition by targeting the development of African entrepreneurship via financial support for entrepreneurs, the development of entrepreneurial ecosystems, and favorable legislative and regulatory environment for entrepreneurs. Encouraging this ecosystem enables the emergence of so-called breakthrough innovation, and thus for citizens in a situation of exclusion to access services daily and in a simpler, more practical and less expensive way, thanks to digital entrepreneurs. So now it's time for creative entrepreneurs to blow our mind in the next 3 days. I regret very much not to be in the restitution ceremony, but don't forget, try to be proud, exhausted, and happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those words of encouragement to the teams. If I may ask you one question, you mentioned your background as an entrepreneur and participating also to and organizing these hackathons. So we know that these 3 days are going to be very exhausting. But the whole theme of the event is this EU-African building bridges. So my question to you is, as we come out of this pandemic and we see digitization as a common theme that has, the pandemic has pushed on a lot of this innovation and digitization. Do you see in this hackathon and the projects that come out of here opportunities for more digital bridges to be built between Europe and Africa?
So I hope. So my personal experience is that then the hard work starts. We have to take the good ideas and to protect and promote and develop them. But I hope, and to be frank, yes, this pandemic did change something around the role of digital in our lives. But we have new threat also, and the idea that we want open, free, secure internet where we do cooperate is more and more important as ever. So I hope that you will have some brilliant ideas, and that we will have the courage to take them and to promote them.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your warm welcome to the teams and for the encouragement to the program. And even if you won't be able to see the final, we hope that you follow up with some of the winning teams from here. And let's introduce then our last speaker.
Yes. So the last one to join us, and then we're going to just jump into the very practical things of the hackathon stuff, is Tanel Sepp, Charge the Affairs of Embassy of Estonia in Addis Ababa. And he's actually one of the main organizers as well. So like a silent applause. Tanel, are you here in the Zoom somewhere?
I am in the Zoom room, and greetings to everybody from Addis Ababa. It's nice and sunny here in Europe. It's cold and wintry right now. So I hope all the good ideas and thoughts will bring you inspiration as well as warmth. I am super excited to say that after the first year's hackathon last year, that we are now at number 2. And when we were devising the first hackathon and we were thinking about the name or what to call it, then we really went for the word journey, and to really show that this is not just one event, but we look at this as a long-term process, so that we can year by year bring the 2 continents, the talented youth together, so that we can jointly tackle some of these challenges. In the end, in the virtual room, our goals are all the same wherever we are. So there's lots still to do. And last year, when we had in different new ideas in hundreds and hundreds, and now what I've heard also from the organizing team, we have again hundreds and hundreds of teams. So that proves our point. There are lots of, even more, I think thousands, if not millions, ideas around there that needs the platform, the opportunity to be exposed. And this is really the main idea of this hackathon, to give these opportunities to the youth on both continents, and also to share ideas, share new skills, new tools. We're not saying that one continent is better or worse. We're saying that the different practices on different places differ, and we all can learn from each other. Of course, COVID is still still a huge issue in our world. And looking at the new variants coming out, there will be more and more attention to the virtual world and how we interact here. So any e-solutions that could help to battle some of these trends is always welcome. Of course, I have to say thanks to all the partners. It has been amazing that we managed to get again impressive group of people to support. If you haven't looked at the community partners page of this hackathon, please do. This is quite impressive, and I'm super happy for that. So without you partners, we would not be doing this. Thank you so much. There was a mentioning of the European Union and African Union Summit. Besides this bringing together of the continents and the youth, of course, we are thinking also in political terms. And in February, when we will have the summit, hopefully, then that could be also a great opportunity to showcase our leaders, our political masters, what we can actually do. And we can leave aside some of this political talk and documents, declarations, communiques. With this hackathon, we can show that some really practical dimension of this cooperation. And we also need to make sure that our political masters understand what we do. So use the language that is understandable to them. With that, also from my side, good luck to everybody. Let the best teams, let the best solutions win. Lots of inspiration to you. I'm not sure I want to wish for cold pizzas, maybe something warmer, because in some places in Europe, I said it's cold. Thank you.
Thank you, Tano. Maybe just give us an update. I think just following on what Mr. Henri was saying, that usually for hackathons you have pizza and Coke, but you're in Ethiopia, right? So if you would be participating in this hackathon, what would you choose for the next 3 days?
Well, one of the most exciting or exotic foods that I've eaten here has been raw meat. I'm not sure that's the right way to
for
go.
3 days might be a bit too much.
But we have so many different countries participating here. I think that could be another conference to discuss what all kinds of foods are being eaten during this hackathon.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe just as a follow-up, we talked about how this started last year, and the immense effort that was put together with all the community partners, the sponsors, everyone behind it. And this is the second year we're doing this. So just looking a little bit towards the future and to the teams that are going to come out of this, maybe talk a little bit about the follow-ups, maybe a little bit about how can we empower these teams, not just to come to this event as a platform, but to keep working on their ideas and to actually build these bridges between Europe and Africa.
In my mind, how this hackathon really works is that the hackathon itself is kind of process from an idea to clickable solution. But the post-hackathon program for those solutions that are the best should be from this clickable solution to marketable solution. Because in the end, what gets to wider audience, wider public, that is what matters. And that is also what will inspire more people to deal with these kind of events and to find even more solutions. So we will be working with the winners after this hackathon to make sure that this development incubation processes will go on. So hackathon itself cannot be a goal for us. So it's really much more wider, and this is also kind of a journey that there's an idea and how this idea gets to practical life, and maybe for some ideas it could take a couple of years or even more, but at least this is a start. And I would like to also wish everybody more bigger thinking, like our president Kersti Kaljulaid last year during the opening of this hackathon said, let's not think about just ideas, but maybe there will be a unicorn born, a joint European African unicorn from this hackathon. I think we have all the tools for this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you, Tanel, for summing it up so nicely, and thank you for being like the best ambassador for the project and pushing the CU Africa journey to really come to life, because it wouldn't have happened also without you. So thank you. We're going to let you go on with your nice evening in Addis.
And Tanel was talking about the teams and the number of teams that we have here. And perhaps it's a good time also to do a little bit of an overview of how many teams we have and where the teams come from, and also a little bit about the numbers. So let's talk about people and teams. So we have gathered 2,500 people for this event. We have close to 250 teams that are going to be competing. We had over 500 ideas submitted for this event. We're going to have teams working on 11 different topics that we already mentioned were picked together with the help of the African Union and Smart Africa. And on the conference side, we have 50 speakers who are going to give their insights on these different topics. So big numbers for sure, but for me, I think the one that's most impressive is the geographical distribution of the people that we have. So we keep talking about EU, Africa, Europe, Africa, but if you look at the map, if you look at where the participants are coming from, this is truly, truly a global event. I mean, for me, doing something with EU, Africa is a little bit helpful because it's one single, almost one single time zone, or at least it's easier to coordinate. But when looking at the map, it is truly a global event with participants coming from all over the world and all time zones covered. So it's going to be great to see how the teams are going to shift the workloads between the different countries and time zones, and open this collaboration between different countries. And so, on top of the event that is the centerpiece of this all, which is the hackathon, we also have the conference side of things. So we call this the Data for Development Conference. And what it is very similar to what we did last year. While the participants are hacking, while the hackathon is going on, and the teams are working very hard on their ideas, getting the support from all the mentors that we put together, we also have a side program, which is a online conference, a series of panel discussions on the different topics that were picked for this event. So you will see the schedule on the website. You will see at what time the panel discussions are going to happen, and you will be able to follow these conference and these panel discussions on Facebook. The first conference panel is already tomorrow in the morning on the topic of education. So don't miss that, because throughout tomorrow and Saturday, there will be different panel discussions who will offer insights on these topics and why they're relevant, why were they picked, and what opportunities are there for startups, for the tech sector to come in and make an impact on these different topics in Africa. So that's a very exciting side event as well for the conference. And I mentioned the country is 110, and I'd love to see some action on Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook, please comment with the flag of the country where you're coming from, just to see the geographical distributions. Just say hi, say a few words on the comments, and make sure you put your flag of your country with an emoji or something. And we have, these 2,500 people should be on Slack by now. Perhaps it's also time to talk a little bit about how the hackathon takes place.
Yeah, I can talk about it. The majority, now it goes really this very practical details of how it's going to look like for the people who are here to compete. So we had loads and loads of ideas. We really did have over 500 ideas submitted, and all these people, all the idea owners had to get the team around them. So all of them, all the teams are at the moment hopefully joined in Slack with their own Slack channels. They know already who are the people who are going to help them out. They have met their lead mentors and the project managers who are helping to guide their way. And then the other thing that I think it has popped up over the weeks that we have been talking, and it has been mentioned several times during this opening as well. It really is not an idea competition. You're not going to pitch your idea. You're expected to build your idea, to turn your idea into a clickable working prototype. You're not here just to network. You're not just here to recruit people to work for free, although it's fun as well. You have to build the prototype. We really stress hard on that. And then what's going to help you do that, how you're going to get through the hackathon, is the checkpoints. And just making sure that you make in each checkpoint, you report what you want to build, you report your progress. In the process, you show us the demo. Everything one step at a time. So don't rush ahead. Enjoy the process and just really follow the information that's happening, that's being said towards your way on the Slack.
Yeah, and you're not alone. We have hundreds of mentors ready to rush in and help you with your ideas, building them from an idea to a prototype. That's what the checkpoints are about. Make sure you are progressing throughout the hackathon with your prototype and getting the help from the mentors. We have highly qualified, specialized mentors who are here to support the teams. So don't be afraid to ask for help. The mentors are not here to judge you. They're here to help you. We want to see progress. So during the checkpoints, report your progress and ask for help. And we have hundreds of mentors ready to come in and rush to help the teams make that progress. So Slack, we already mentioned. Make sure you're on Slack. And then for the checkpoints, we're going to be using Zoom. So make sure you have that on your computer or your phone, because the checkpoints are a must and you should connect via Zoom to report your progress. Then the checkpoints are going to happen in the morning and in the evening. We have the first one today at 7:30
yeah.
Johannesburg time, 7:30 Tallinn time. We're in Estonia, where it's nice and cold and snowy and kind of feels like Christmas already. So 7:30 is the first checkpoint. All the teams should report. They should get the information on Slack where to go. And then we have a checkpoint tomorrow morning, in the evening, and then Saturday the same thing. And the hackathon ends on Sunday. So Sunday, what's going to happen? Sunday, we're going to pick the top teams, and the top teams are going to be showcased on a live stream where we will show the progress, or we'll show the final demo of the top teams, and then the jury can ask a few questions to those top teams, and then the jury will make the final selection for the winners of the hackathon, which will be handsomely rewarded with a quite generous prize pool.
Yes, it's quite generous. It's up to 50,000 euros, and it's going to be divided by different challenges. It's going to be divided by the top places, though there really is something to compete for. Plus, again, the top 20 team, or like the 20 teams that we actually pick, are going to keep on working on their prototype also in the acceleration program, which is full-on 3 months of mentoring, workshops, very hands-on work by the mentors as well. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for now. I think the teams are anxious to get started with their ideas and prototypes. So be ready to go for the first checkpoint, which starts in about 45 minutes, if
Something
my math
like that,
is
yeah.
correct. So in about 45 minutes, you'll have the first checkpoint. Make sure you are on Slack, because that's where all the information is going to be shared. If you're not on Slack yet, but your team has been approved, then make sure you check your inbox, because you might have gotten an invite to join. The last time I checked, I think we had around close to 2,000 people on Slack. I don't know how many are there at the moment. So it's going to get hectic, but there is a system to the madness. So just trust that system and make sure that you have fun along the way. Grab pizza or whatever is your preferred junk food for the hackathon, work hard, work smart. Don't forget also to share the love. So make sure you use the hashtag EU Africa the Journey, and follow us on Instagram, EU Africa the Journey, also on Facebook and Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
We don't have TikTok for this one, but make sure you follow us and share the love, because I think beyond the excitement that we have on Slack on this event, we also want to spread the word so that other people follow what's happening with the teams. So I know that this is a remote event. A lot of teams are going to be working remotely. A lot of teams are going to be composed from participants from different countries. But take some selfies, take some pictures of your team working hard through the night. And for the ones that are sharing an office, then also, I don't know, take some pictures of your pets, whatever you might be having as your work environment. And we will connect with you now on Slack. So for everyone watching on Facebook, thank you so much. The Facebook program, or the live program, resumes tomorrow with the conference in the morning, when we have the first panel discussion at 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Could be 11, but just check the website, the schedule is there. And it's the first topic on education. For the other topics, again, check the schedule, and you will find those panel discussions on Facebook. But for now, that's it. Thank you all for watching us, and catch you at the first checkpoint.